Wow, guys, I got another great interview here. I have the legendary Ernie Hudson from, of course, look at his outfit right here, Ghostbusters. That's what everybody remembers him from. You know, he was also in other things like The Crow. I mean, you know, you've been in a lot of stuff, but everybody remembers you from Ghostbuster. So why don't you give us a little bit of your film and television history so that people can know the breadth of your work and experience?
Well, you know, because I did the Ghostbuster movies, and over the years I've been very fortunate to stay busy. A lot of the fans here are familiar with The Crow and The Hand that Rocks the Cradle and Congo and The Substitute and on and on and on, and you know, television work and, you know, different things. And so yeah, I mean, it's great to attend these things and come out and meet the people who actually watch the movies. So it's really cool being here.
All right. Now, of course, you know, your biggest work to date has been the Ghostbuster films, and everybody's going to want to hear about it. So why don't you launch into your story and how you got brought into the Ghostbusters movies? Well,
I did a movie called Space Hunter with Molly Ringwald and Peter Strauss. And interesting enough now, I do a series called Secret Life of the American Teenager on ABC Family with Molly Ringwald. So it's kind of fun to sort of reunite with her. And Madeline Zuma, who I did The Hand that Rocks the Cradle, we're working together on Heroes. So it's nice to see the kids all grown up. But Space Hunter was produced by Ivan Reitman, and Ivan produced and directed Ghostbusters. So a year after Space Hunter, we did Ghostbusters, and you know, you go through all the auditioning and that whole thing to get the part. But fortunately, I got the part, and I knew the movie would be very successful. I had no idea that it would have such sustainability, that 20 years later I'd be wearing this and fans would be coming from all over to say hello.
Well, what made you think that the film would be successful? What was it about the film while it was in production that made you think, man, this is going to be big?
The film was funny. It was funny, and I think it was cutting edge, and I think it tapped into a part of our culture that very few people talk about. I mean, I think on some level most of us believe in the supernatural, the afterlife, ghosts. Certainly little kids believe when you turn the lights out there's somebody in the closet. It's hard to convince the parents, but you're certain of it. And so we were the guys who took care of what's in the closet when the lights go out. And I think that little kid in all of us, we tapped into. So I knew the movie would be successful because little kids love the movie and old people love the movie. I mean, it just really touched, you know, across all, you know, all those different groups. And it was an international thing. So yeah, it's nice to, you know.
And what was it like working with comedic legends as your co-stars in this movie?
Well, I wasn't a big fan of Saturday Night Live. I mean, I didn't really watch it a lot. So
at least you're being honest.
You know, yeah, no, I mean, I don't watch a lot of TV, especially, you know, because I got so much stuff I'm doing and so much work. But I certainly knew who the guys were. But to the extent of their popularity, I wasn't sure about that. But which was a good thing, because working with the guys, I've started to really enjoy working with them and care about them because of what we were doing, as opposed to being a fan of some kind. They're all very talented, very good. Bill Murray, especially, I really have so much respect and love for. I mean, all the guys are great, but Harold Ramis is like a brother once in a while. His wife and my wife very close, so we kind of stay in contact. And Danny I love. So it was great being a part of that franchise, and hopefully there'll be another one and we'll get a chance to do it again.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, hopefully, speaking about Ghostbusters 3, there was a game that a lot of people say this is what Ghostbusters 3 should be. Well, and all the cast came back, well, almost all the cast came back to do voice work and everything for the game. What was that like?
It was great because, you know, over the last 20-plus years, I've been hearing fans ask about, you know, the third Ghostbusters, and I really never had a lot of faith that it would ever happen. But when we all came together, at least the four of us, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, and myself, to do the voices on the game, it felt like a reunion, and it also felt it was a reminder of that it was something really special. And that's when I began to have faith that, okay, this is going to happen. We're going to do a third movie. And I'd love to have a third movie. Rick Moranis didn't come back for it, and I know he had his reasons, but Sigourney Weaver, I'm not sure, but the four of us were back together, and that was really cool.
And are you a gamer at all? Did you try the game?
No, I have a 22-year-old son who was 21 at the time, and he came with me, and they let him sort of play the game before they actually finish it, and he loved it. And when the game came out, he just raves about it. So he plays a lot of games, and the fact that he liked it, I knew the game was really worthy of the name, because that's the other thing, you're never sure what you're going to come up with. And I see fans, and I haven't found anybody who was really disappointed with the game. Because that's not what I do. You do the voices. You're not sure what you're going to come up with, but I think it's a good game. It's a very popular game, and I think it really gave support for there being another movie.
Yeah, when the game came out, it was really popular on UFragTV. A lot of people were playing it and broadcasting themselves playing it, and people were just watching it as if it was a movie, watching other people play it. And so when you watched your son play this game, did it feel like the good old days? The cast, the script, the familiar looks and feel?
Well, I read the script, which was enormously long, because it went into so many different possibilities. You're playing a game, and so depending on what may happen. So it was a long script, but the script was really funny, and the script reminded me of the first movie. The graphics are incredible, and the characters, for the first time in my opinion, look like us. So the earlier characters I felt didn't, but this one, the first images they brought about my character looked like somebody else. I don't know who, but they finally got it right, and I think it looks great. It feels, playing the game feels like being in the movie.
And to cap off this whole discussion of the game, there's a rumor going around. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about it. That the game was so good and the script was so great that after the game came out, they want to make a movie about it. So it's not a game about a movie, but a movie being made about the game.
Well, certainly the movie's been talked about for a long time, and getting all the elements together, all the people who want to do it together, it's not an easy process. But I think because we had such a great time with the game, and because the game has been so successful, I think it became a serious thing to consider. And so I think the movie will happen. I saw Ivan Reitman at a screening of his son Jason Reitman movie Up in the Air with George Clooney, and Ivan said that they're definitely working on it, and it definitely will happen. And so I have faith that it'll happen, and I'm hoping that if it does, I'll be a part of it. I never take anything for granted.
I hope so too.
Be nice.
Our fans are actually really on the ball. They mentioned that you're working on a new movie, Smoking Aces 2, and they want to know about it.
Yeah, Smoking Aces 2. I haven't seen the movie. It was I was doing a play on Broadway in the spring and summer of this year called Joe Turner's Come and Gone, and so I was trying to fly to Canada on my one day off to do this movie, which is not the brightest thing to do. But we got through it, and I think the movie's good, but I haven't seen it. So, but it's a great. I think it's great fun. Most of the stuff we do, you do the work, and you hope that'll come out good. But there's so many elements, the editors, the music, and everything that really has to come together. And a movie like Ghostbusters, that's what happened. Hopefully that'll be the same case, and it'll be a movie that we'll want to see.
Mm-hmm. And now people have recognized you in Heroes. Heroes is a great big blockbuster show that everybody loves. And then when an actor like you shows up, they go, "Oh my God!" So why don't you tell us about what it's like working on a show like Heroes, and what the difference between doing movies and TV is?
Well, every once in a while, a project will come along that is big, and I think, wow, this is going to be a lot of fun. And I'm excited about it. A Ghostbuster movie, or some of the big films, or even a TV show like I did one a few years ago called 10/8. That was my television show, and that really requires all of me. But in the meantime, I like to stay busy and working on Heroes, or I did a recurring thing on Bones as a show called Psych that I play Dule Hill's dad. I just doing Law and Order now. I've been doing a recurring thing on that. So I just like to stay busy. It's great working with good people, and it's great working on shows that I'm a fan of. And certainly Heroes is one of those. And, but really it's waiting for the right thing to come along that you can lose yourself into.
And tell us, going far back, early 90s, working on The Crow, what did you do in the movie, and how did that work out for you?
Well, I played a character called Sergeant Albrecht, and he was a character who was kind of having a rough time, and when this guy, Brandon Lee, played the character of the Crow, shows up, and it was a great part. I knew Brandon probably about 8 years before we did the movie, and so it was great to have a chance to work with him. I had so much respect and love for Brandon.